World Renewal Ceremony, Episode 11, How Trauma Rewires the Brain, Breaking Free from Survival Mode and Unlocking Manifestation. Have you ever felt like no matter how much you try to manifest a better life, something keeps pulling you back? Like you're always stuck reacting to life instead of creating it? What if that's not just a mindset issue, but something deeper, something wired into your brain? Welcome to World Renewal Ceremony, where we explore the deep connections between consciousness, energy, and the reality we create. I'm Rocky Holland, and today we're talking about how trauma rewires the brain, keeps us stuck in survival mode, and prevents us from accessing our true power, and most importantly, how we can break free. What trauma does to the brain. First, let's break down what trauma actually does to the brain. Trauma isn't just an emotional experience, it's a neurological event. When we go through something overwhelming, whether it's a single traumatic event or years of stress, our brain rewires itself for survival. This means we spend more time in our fight or flight response, where the brain prioritizes problem solving, avoiding danger, and scanning for threats. This is useful when we're in an actual crisis, but the problem is, many of us get stuck here. When we're in survival mode, our brain is focused on reacting, not creating. It's always looking for what might go wrong instead of what could go right. And that's where manifestation becomes nearly impossible, because our energy is locked in fear, not possibility. That makes so much sense. When you're constantly stressed, it's like your brain doesn't even have time to imagine a better future. It's too busy trying to survive the present. Exactly. It's not just about thinking positively, it's about getting your brain out of survival mode so it can actually receive new possibilities. How trauma blocks manifestation and creativity. So now we know that trauma rewires the brain for survival. But here's where it gets even deeper. When we stay in that survival mode, it shuts down the parts of our brain responsible for creativity, intuition, and higher thinking. Survival mode is rooted in the lower brain, our primal instincts. But manifestation, creativity, and flow happen in the prefrontal cortex, the higher brain. So, if we're always in a state of fight or flight, we can't access the part of ourselves that actually shapes reality. So people who have been through trauma might struggle with manifestation, not because they don't believe in it, but because their brain literally isn't in a state where it can manifest. Exactly. If you're in survival mode, your nervous system is trained to expect struggle, not ease. So even if you consciously want a better life, your subconscious is wired to keep you on high alert, scanning for danger instead of opportunities. How to shift from survival mode to manifestation mode. Alright, so if trauma keeps us in a reactive state, how do we shift out of it? How do we retrain our brain to move from problem-solving mode into manifestation mode? Here are 3 ways to start breaking the cycle. Regulating the nervous system, calming the fight or flight response. Techniques like deep breathing, cold exposure, and grounding help signal to the brain that we are safe, allowing us to move out of survival mode. Try the 4-7-8 breathing method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. This tells your body it's okay to relax. Rewiring the brain through visualization and feeling safe in success. If you've been in survival mode for years, success and peace might actually feel unsafe to your nervous system. Start visualizing yourself thriving, but more importantly, train your body to feel safe in that experience. Emotional release and reprocessing trauma. Trauma often gets stored in the body, so working through it, whether through therapy, movement, or energy healing, helps free up space for manifestation and creativity. So it's not just about thinking positive, it's about physically retraining your body and brain to accept peace, abundance, and creativity. Yes, you can't manifest from survival mode. You have to get your brain into a state where it can actually receive what you're calling in. Why letting go of the struggle story is essential. A huge part of breaking out of survival mode is letting go of the struggle identity. Many of us who have been through trauma hold on to a deep belief that life has to be hard, that success has to be earned through suffering, that peace is unfamiliar and therefore unsafe. But what if we let go of that story? What if, instead of constantly bracing for struggle, we started expecting ease? What if we trained our nervous system to believe that life can be smooth, that we can have what we desire without constant stress? That's a tough shift, because so many of us identify with struggle. It's almost like we don't know who we are without it. Exactly. But the moment you stop identifying with struggle is the moment you free yourself to experience something different. So, here's your challenge for the week. Pay attention to where your brain is operating from. Are you constantly problem solving? Are you expecting things to go wrong? If so, try one of the techniques we talked about to shift out of survival mode and into flow. And I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed how trauma shaped your ability to create or manifest? Let's talk about it. Message me, leave a comment, and let's explore this together. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. The more we understand how trauma affects our minds, the more power we have to break free from it. Until next time, keep questioning, keep expanding, and remember, you are not meant to just survive, you are here to thrive.